Motorcycle Adventure Dirtbike TV, supported proudly by Adventure Spec in the UK, Rally Raid Products, Giant Loop in the United States, Adventure Moto in Australia, Pirelli Tyres, Motul Oils, RK Chains and Australian Adventure Bike Magazine.
Welcome to episode 5 of Mad TV's All Things Tenere 700 series. This time we're focusing on extending the fuel range of the bike up to 500 kilometres by fitting a safari fuel tank. Imagine if you put in one room a bunch of people who love and live motorcycle adventure, experts in their respective fields of engineering, mechanics, suspension and accessory development, who all love the Yamaha Tenere 700 and recognise its potential to be the iconic adventure bike for the 2020s. In this episode we head to Clubby's garage to fit my 25 litre safari tank. It's a rare sight because I've never seen Clubby on the tools. I'm over at Clubby's place and he's going to help me fit a safari fuel tank to my T7. He did his last week. It's given him 25 litres of fuel, which is a truckload of range, and we're going to start today. But guess what? I've lost him. Clubby, where are you, mate? Where are you?
Hey! Oh, he's out the front with the postie. Look what's arrived, mate. It's got your name on it.
My God, has that got horns?
It looks like it, doesn't it, mate? But that's where all that capacity comes from. You want range anxiety to be a thing of the past, don't you, Dave?
I do.
Right, so you got 25 litres, mate.
All right.
Yeah, I did my one last week.
Yep.
I can't smell fuel still, so
yep.
I'm stoked with that result. I've had no leaks. I got 25.35 litres into it the other day.
Wow.
On the first full fill. And I'm looking forward to 500 kilometres range, easy,
wow.
of good old Tenere touring riding, mate. Yeah.
Well,
that's the call.
Well, let's follow this progress today as we fit this tank to my bike. I'm looking forward to doing this with you. I've never seen you on the tools, Clubby.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
Haven't you?
No.
Oh, no bruised knuckles, mate. Look, I've got my Southern European.
You've got very
work
soft
boots
hands.
on. Look, Southern European work boots.
Yeah.
I'm set.
Crocs.
Work shorts, mate. Clean shirt.
Give us a look at those hands for a sec.
Yeah, look at them. They're computer hands, mate.
Yeah, I was
look
going to
at them.
say.
They are, aren't they?
Clive, where are you, mate? Help me out.
The professor. Oh, the professor. Help, professor. Rest assured, I've got him on speed dial, but okay?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Safari
let's
fuel
do it.
tanks. We're doing it.
Did you bring any tools, Dave?
I brought a shammer.
All right. Well, we're going to need that, or you're going to need that at some stage, aren't you, mate? For sure. All right, let's do it, mate.
Okay. Now on the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a safari tank.
They are well wrapped, mate. I will say that. Because that's how they come through Australia Post.
You know, on this angle, I've got to tell you, it looks like a basted turkey.
A turkey would be a lot more fun to work on, I must say. All right.
And you can eat it at the end.
That's what I'm thinking. For sure.
Here we go, the unwrapping.
It takes a lot of wrapping because it's a lot of tank, though. For sure. And this is the part, Dave, when it comes out. This is probably what a lot of people haven't realised yet, where they get that capacity is well forward in the front of the tank. Everyone's going on about, it's all high, you know, which, yeah, it's high, but you want the capacity. But see these front two sort of wings here, Dave?
Oh, wow.
So your standard tank shape is here.
Yes.
The capacity extra is, okay, it's a bit higher,
yeah.
but also out on the saddlebag sort of pieces on the side,
yeah.
and then down into these forward wings
so
as well.
So that goes way up under here.
We'll go over and have a look at my bike. You put your hand in behind that bearing cowling, and it comes all the way forward to there.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Which that's not visible in the photos.
No, it's just behind there. Yeah.
But obviously that's where the capacity's coming from.
You know, but everyone talks about, you know, the weight of fuel and how high it is, but at the end of the day, we're going to use this every now and again, aren't we? We're not going to use it every day.
I've said to so many people already in the last week that I've been on my bike, you know, am I going to put more than 20 litres in it all the time? No. No, 20 litres on these bikes, you're averaging for general riding better than 20 k's a litre.
Yeah.
So there's 400 k's you know, easily. Are you going to always ever have 25 litres?
No.
Other than when you're way out west. For those times, as I say to people, when you're loaded up, outback-ish or heading outback, headwind. That's when you want the range.
Yeah.
And that's open country riding. It's not technical riding.
No.
It's not top heavy worry riding. You're going to have all your crap and shit on the bike anyway.
Yeah.
So look, it's made for purpose, isn't it? You want range. You need fuel.
Yeah. It's hard when you're 50 k's short of Birdsville and you got to start pushing.
Oh, mate, I ain't pushing into Birdsville. No way. No chance. No?
But even in the central west, and you know, it becomes handy. You make a mistake navigating, and you're gonna waste 50 k's worth of fuel.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, Dave, like we were out there 2 weeks ago with TV and the Ride ADV crew on that central west ride.
Yeah.
Remember that Arvo coming into Condo?
Yes.
And we were motoring.
Yes.
And you know, you just up your speed from a 110, 120 average to $1.30, $1.40, $1.50. You just start sucking juice, don't you?
Yeah, probably over 6 litres per 100 k's on them.
Yeah, well you will. These things start sucking juice when you get some pace on them. That's right.
Wow, look at that.
Right, so that's the tank.
Wow.
And yeah, look at those forward wings that I was talking about.
Yeah, they're huge, aren't they? Well, they're about a litre in each of them.
I'd say it's deceptive though. I think you'll probably think there would actually be more there.
Wow.
And then when you receive it, don't lose your replacement fuel cap and your fitting instructions, mate, as well.
All right. Okay, stage 1, getting everything off the bike, Clubby. You got some pointers.
Oh, just getting all the bodywork off, and like, you know, we all come from dirt bike backgrounds, and everything's 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 millimetre just hex heads and Allen keys. Modern day bikes that have a road background, it seems like come from, they use all sorts of different fasteners. There's like industrial grade Velcro. That's on the tank.
Yeah.
Which and then mates to the inside of the side panel of the bike. You've got all these expandable little mushroom head type screw fasteners, for want of a better name. And then you've also got these other little button fasteners, which need you to press the centre till you hear the click, and then take it out the fastener. So it's just all these different types of fasteners that us dirt bike guys haven't seen before if you haven't worked on a modern day bike.
So with that first one you talked about, you've got to turn that a quarter turn.
Yeah, a quarter turn to release it.
Yeah.
To then,
just turn the other way. So
yeah, once you fasten it, it actually, you see it expands.
Yeah.
It'll expand the actual fitting there, and that's what gives you the tension to locate it.
Yeah.
Whereas then you turn it a quarter and it releases it, makes it smaller, and then can be extracted out of the hole it's into.
Yeah.
Yeah, just different types of fasteners that they now use on modern day bikes, Dave, that we haven't seen before on dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And there'll be another one on this side. Again, just get a really fine blade, pop the centre, and then you can pick the fastener out. And that's just fastening part of the tank, standard tank cowling onto this, well, for want of a better name, the tower on the front of the bike. Yeah. That one's just an Allen key. That's pretty normal. And yeah, everyone will lose these little rubber spaces, joiners. It's actually a joiner for part of the one panel to the other. But when they do hit the deck, they're marked right and left. Then go to reuse them again. But that pops out on a lot of the 700s. People will find it on the floor and ask, what is that spacer? Right, so there's another piece of bodywork out. So I think we're clear on that side for now. Attachments to the tank.
It's looking bare.
I'm sure, mate.
There's a pile of parts on the ground there.
All fitting points for the standard tank and then for the Safari. This bracket here at the rear, and then the front of the tank just slides onto two great big lugs with just at the front of the tank there up near the steering head. So it's all got to come off, all apart, and then they'll get the tank off altogether.
Air filter, my pre-filter's looking a bit grubby there.
Oh yeah, but how good is that? You look at the filter in the airbox and I bet she'll be clean.
Yeah, well, that's a good
It's
thing.
doing the job, mate. An old uni filter, that's what they're there
I'll
for.
open up controversy corner. There's no spring in mine, Clubby.
Well, I find that curious because I'd not had a spring in mine for a long while. And then you got on it, rode it like a mad TV man, and promptly sucked the sock fair into the airbox of his snorkel. And he comes back, it won't run, Cluffy, it won't run. Oh, Darcy. I said, he's ruined me bike.
It's a common issue, but I haven't had it, and I don't know why. But you noticed that mine was heading that way before.
Yeah, that's a trap, isn't it, for unwary players?
You know what it might be? It might be how much oil you put on the foam.
Oh, you know what I reckon? I reckon it's how far you slip it down over the snorkel as well.
Yeah, mine's a fair way down.
Yours seems to be a fair way down.
Yeah, I use it like a condom.
Yes, but it's quite small, this one.
Yeah.
One bracket.
All right. All right. What happened? This is the big crescendo, is it?
Well, I think we've got all 722 fasters.
Off.
So the tank should be able to come away. Yeah, it feels nice and loose.
Right.
So there's the two lugs up front there, Dave, where it slides
Oh,
on.
all right. Yeah.
Locates it. It just slides onto those big rubber bungs there.
Yeah.
Bolts on, and then.
And we've got something underneath there.
Oh, Dave, have you cleaned under this tank ever?
No.
Clearly not. Clearly. All right. So the next trick now is just making enough space for yourself.
Yeah.
To get your hands in. We will need to disconnect the electrical connection to the fuel pump, and then the fuel connection to the fuel pump.
Right.
And there's a little bit of a trick to the fuel line connection. So we'll show that in a sec, mate. Let me just grab some cloths. We'll do a bit. All right. So won't the tank. You need to lift it up to gain access.
Yeah.
First one is take the electrical connection away.
Yeah.
Just a little press on the end of the connector there, where my thumb is. Will give you a release. That comes away.
Yeah.
All right. Then with the fuel line. The trick there was, let me remember, you've got to lift the orange coloured clasp upward there. Yeah. So that's to close it, to lock it. Mm-hmm. Then unlock it.
Yeah.
And then it's, again, you need to make a definite pinch from side to side. Hang on, mate. Let me swap sides, Dave. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So moving the fuel rail coupling.
Yeah.
You've got to. First stage is to move the orange piece upward.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then it's the squeeze together the fasteners on the outside.
Yeah.
One,
it just pops
two, and then you might have to shimmy it up or down on the actual pipe there in the bottom of the fuel pump. Bang, and then it'll come away.
Okay, so we've got all the fasteners off. We've got all the bits and pieces off, and we're ready to fit the tank, but we've got one step to do before that.
Yeah, it's important, Safari make this very clear with their instructions and info on the tank, is just to get a little bit amount of fuel, like I use about half a litre, just put it inside the tank and then just rinse it around to get any little dags, any little shards of plastic that might have come away in the manufacturing process, because you don't want that getting into your fuel pump and giving you any fuel clogging issues. So just give it a good rinse around like that, and then discard that fuel, run it into a lawnmower, something like that, mate, in the back of your truck, just to rinse the inside of the tank out before you install it, guys. Yeah, that'll do, mate.
Okay, so what are we doing now, Clubby?
Oh, you've got to... Oh, mate, can you hold that tank with your other arm, mate?
Yeah.
Just got to remove this front.
Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to lay it on its side to do it.
Right, just factory check settings, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the front mounting bracket.
I've got to take off.
Which has to get swapped over to the Safari tank.
Okay, mate, we're up to the important bits.
Okay, so standard fuel tank is off.
Yeah.
All right, and then it's a process really then of we make sure that we've already taken the rear mounting bracket off the tank, standard tank, that gets reused on the Safari.
Yep.
The front mounting bracket also comes off, gets reused and fitted onto the Safari.
Yep.
And then the next major issue is removing the standard fuel pump.
Yeah.
Okay, which the backing plate for that, locating plate on the stock unit, is just held on by 4 fasteners.
Yeah.
Safari, they supply the locating bracket, mounting plate, has 6 fasteners in it, and it will only fit in one certain way, in one direction. So just put a little marker at the very rearmost point
Yeah.
of it, and that just helps you locate that quicker without having to fiddle around for the fibre. It's really close in so many positions, but it will only fit in one position. And then the other rule is then when the stock fuel pump comes out,
Yep.
you'll see in the standard position the outlet pipe is pointing to the rear of the bike.
Yeah.
That's how it goes into the safari tank as well.
Yep.
To match up then to the connections on the bike.
Yep.
But otherwise all straightforward.
Breather hose?
Breather hose is not used on the safari tank.
Right.
Okay, so the other end of that should be blanked off on your bike, but I noticed you'd already removed that on your bike.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a question there. But yeah, it does get blanked off on the standard setup for the breather hose. The only other tip that Safari give us is when we do go to install any of the fittings into the little brass capture nuts that are embedded into the plastic of the Safari tank, a little dab of grease on the threads of any fixtures, just so that they can be removed later on at any time without being, the drama there is going to remove something from the tank and it spins the capture nut in the plastic.
Yeah.
That is a problem, is an issue. You won't get your tension back again. So yeah, just a little bit of grease on each of the threads of the screws as you put them into the tank.
Yeah.
But no, all good, mate.
All right, it's going well.
No worries.
God, help me.
Yeah, they're big, aren't they? And then you've got your little float level there for the
Tank.
fuel level.
All right.
That literally is just floats. Okay, so just before you refit it, just make sure your O-ring. Okay, so out she comes, fuel pump. That's your float fuel level sensor. That triggers your reserve warning, and then of course just be sure that the O-ring, it's not actually an O-ring, you'll see what I mean when you physically do this job. Just make sure she's really nicely seated in there in the base of the fuel pump, because that's the critical piece to not having any fuel whipping out of this fitting. And then it goes back in the same direction it came out, okay? In goes the level sensor. Okay, so the outlet pipe points to the back of the bike. Put it there. Then the Safari mount plate, and again I've marked it because it is directional to fit onto the fittings that it comes forward with. Alright, and like we said earlier, any of the fittings that you're screwing into the capture nuts that are recessed into the tank, just a little dab of grease on the threads, just to make them come out easier in the future if you ever want to remove them again, right?
That's the front mounting bracket.
Yeah, front bracket back on, so you reuse that from the stock tank. And again, a little bit of grease on the threads.
Not too tight.
Alright. Other trick was when these indicator lights. That's right.
Ah, right, I get you.
Because they,
Yeah,
when I put them on first,
yeah.
I couldn't then get the
Yeah, I see.
have
Yeah,
that sort of tucked
yeah, I get you.
down there, both sides. Yeah, hanging. That's right. That was the other trick.
Yeah.
And then it's really like you think, oh, this isn't going to fit it. Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just like
Perfect.
yeah, exactly as they say, from the right and with your bum up in the air, and then there that gives you the line up into
see
the
it,
grommets.
yeah,
All right, so we know it's going to go in. Connect up underneath the tank now. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to do the Heimlich manoeuvre.
Yeah, it's a bit of a knack. Just read the instructions.
Yeah,
but
so
the
you come
trick
from
is
the
from the right-hand side, at an angle, with the bum in the air.
Yeah.
It was the call, wasn't it? And you just think, no, it's never going to fit. And then bang, she slots straight in. Watch for your front fixing points there, up on those
Yeah, let's
lugs.
have a look. Yeah, they're both.
We won't do that yet until we get our connections done down the back here.
Right.
Now, so, let's do the old fuel pipe first. It should be, it's easier to get on than off, isn't it, Dave?
Let's check it.
Says I. Hang on, no, I'm not on, mate. No, I've got to open that out. Fuel coming. Get that orange glass back. It's trying to connect, it's getting... Right, there we go.
That's
And
it.
close the orange clasp
Yeah.
around that. And then the electrical coupler, which I can't see. from
Yeah,
this.
you're close.
There it is. And again, that clicks on. Right.
Yep.
Mop up that bit of mess there. Washing the tank out with. Alright, so get those front lugs up and onto place. Goes well forward, get it right in there, guys and girls. Okay. And then after that, it's just basically refit the rear tank mount, and then it's all the bodywork back into place.
Alright. Yeah, it's amazing. You can see this great big whack of fuel there in the front.
Mind your fingers, mate.
Say, Clubby, we've done the job. I've got my gear on the back. I'm ready to go. Yeah?
That's it, mate. All right. Yeah, no, look, it's all doable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You waste more time with all the fasteners for all the panel and bodywork along the side, don't you? Getting all that sorted.
Yeah.
But anyway, I put 2 litres in, okay? So
Yeah.
let's see. I think we're right. I don't smell fuel yet.
Now let me have a look. No fuel down the bottom.
Nothing on the floor yet. All right, let's go.
Come on, little doggy.
Yep.
No, that's going good.
No worries, no. But like I said, mate, I got 25.3 litres into my tank.
Wow.
And still had room for more, mate. So, listen, you know, it's all about range.
Yes.
That's what these are about. Yes, they're higher. Yes, they're heavier. Yes, they're wider. But yes, we've got how much? 9 more litres on board than the stock 16 litre tank, mate, which is what it's all about. You know, good old Rodney, faggoter, he and his mate Dicko, they rode across Australia with the first 2 of these tanks that came out of the mould a few months ago. No issues, no drama. They were banking on 450 kilometres range. And that's at Rodney pace. And Rodney pace is kind of up here, somewhere, isn't it? Stratosphere. He's got a permanently 90-degree bent wrist, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, Disassembling, Clubman, Tragics, we're all down here in the real world, aren't we? Mate, I've got Tragics that are running these already, and they're talking to me 500 k's easy, 550. One dude even emailed in or messaged in and said 600 k's range at road legal touring speeds, mate. So that's what it's about. We just want range, mate.
Yeah. Well, mate, good job. Thank you so much.
No worries, mate. That's 2 I've done now without making a mess and without smelling fuel.
Yeah.
I'm stoked with the efforts, mate. Stoked with it. And what do you reckon, Dave? Black on black versus black tank on blue bike?
I've got to say, I like my black.
It suits it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Blends better, I think, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah.
the sides look less obtrusive, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at, yeah. But it's the range. That's what it's about. There's going to be trade-offs with the visuals for sure. But mate, you've got range now. But now, Dave, before you go, these foot pegs.
Oh, you're getting foot peg envy.
Oh, mate, I have it every time I see this bike.
Look at that. Aircraft carriers.
Oh, mate, they are awesome. You wouldn't even use all those pegs, would you?
I don't.
Well, why do you have them, Dave? You don't use all of them?
Oh, they're good for purchase when you're going around corners and comfortable.
All right, good job, mate. Good to see you again, Dave.
He's got peg envy. Look at his.
Oh, look at the
See,
peg,
they're
mate. It's
not-
no comparo.
not
No
as big.
comparo.
All right. Let's go and see Nugget.
Nugget. Does that mean chicken wings are on?
Chicken wings. Let's go.
Nugget, chicken wings. Yes, sir. Ooh.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Mad TV's All Things Tenere 700 series. If you're new to the T700 or Mad TV and want to know more about these great bikes, then click on the links at the end of the video. There are technical tips on bike setup, suspension and a range of interesting topics on this iconic bike. And just to prove we're human, I've left a couple of outtakes if you're interested. See you next time.
So that one,
I'm filming now.
I should get that out of your view. Let me just remember. Is that a fastener? I think it just plugged straight in, didn't it? Maybe not, mate. Does it look like it's got one of those clips on it?
We'll squeeze that one.
It's doing a lot of good for your initials too, isn't it? Probably cut those up. Oh, come on. Mate, the other one. Well, mine's newer, isn't it, on the other bike? Okay. Let's start the money. This one I did actually have to go and look up on the manual. A little trick. So when the, oh yeah, that's the other way, get it sideways. Okay, so that's closed.
Yeah.
Push that clasp up. Yeah. And then it was squeeze.
Is it that way?
I don't think so. It was opposite. No, it was from the sides, I'm sure. And when you get it, it's so easy. Open. And then, yeah, well, mine was tricky too. It's just a little knack. Yeah, just a little knack, mate. Do you reckon anything ever goes back on as easy as it comes off?
My first
Like,
question
it's only 2 holes.
is it upside down? That's my first question.
That's it. Yeah, it's
That's
perfect going on. Yeah, yeah, and yet those big clicks is telling you it's locked. And again, yep.
That's on.
So that's it. That's the 2
Reconnected,
connections:
Chloe.
power
Power.
and fuel outlet.
Yep. Good.
All right,
Now we
and
watch.
then like we had. just
Now
had a
we
test
watch
there.
the Heimlich manoeuvre. So slightly to your right.
Hang on. Rookie mistake.
Oh no,
We've gone off too soon.
you've connected that.
Yeah, connect that after you've got the tank front end in.
Oh no.
But now, but we're a master of getting this fuel coupling off now, aren't we? Oh, Dave, get your big fat fingers
Yeah,
in there
let me
again,
in
mate.
there. Hang on.